This is like the longest Undertale song. I didn't even check if this game has fucking controller um compatibility. Logging to Xbox Network. Oh, why would I do that? I dig the music already. I miss my adapter, my charger. Yeah, it recognizes it. Mouse and keyboard, hell no. Instant dialogue. Enable text to speech, no. Voice assist speed. Margins journal. I'm scared, guys. This game uses stylized fonts and writing effects and may be difficult for some readers. The easy read forms option improves legibility by disabling some fonts and writing fonts. Well, I like to think of myself as a great reader, so. Oh shit. En principio erat verbum et verbum erat amid ven et Deus erat verbum. Oh, this part got ripped. Identity ad malum. Malum apple? Bye bye. This is what I'm gonna do when I go into the library. I start destroying every manuscript. Loki, I think it was all gibberish. Pentiment. Da da da, okay. The dancing animals. What's the shape of Italy? Lasting Bavaria? An artist's mind. Whoa. And the abbot said to me, Andreas, I don't want you to distract me. We already have choices, it's over. We're gonna be the flirt. Fuck it. Up to the devil's work again, are you? Howdy do, welcome Adam. Look how cool this game looks. Don't encourage him. Are we in a play? It is literally the setting we're in. Devotion to one's work can yield pleasures of the mind. Socrates? Socrates? Can yield pleasures of the mind superlative to those of the body. Either you need to spend time with more exciting lovers, or I need to learn how to work the Socrates way, hehe. Saint Garobian. Can you make yourself louder? The music volume is a bit close to yours. Is the music volume fine though? Hello, hello, hello. The Socrates way, hehe. Why is it blue? Can I work hours? I don't know which way because I don't trust my phone. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? I apologized and said I'd be more mindful. I said it's not my fault that God made me this handsome. I ignored him, which is what the common merited. Am I a full flirt, or am I just a wild guy who's mindful? Fuck it. It takes great fortitude to be attentive to yourself and your work, especially when there are pretty nuns around. Must you make everything perverse? Ah, yes. It is virtuous to focus on your work, but the abbot cannot hold you responsible for the feelings of the sisters. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life for the master await you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met, hardly ideal. While the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh Jesus, then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty at least? That's what my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. Small portrait is lovely, but maybe artists can be flatterers. That's not why I'm doing it anyways. The name Socrates, or what was, is only in my head. Because I saw a TikTok on Twitter playing Socrates, trying to get someone to go drink with the boys all night, like it's alcohol. Go drink with the boys all night. What? and blood influential friends. Okay, wait, I get it. I wonder if the rest of them are supposed to be literary figures. I don't know. No, I don't know. No, Beatrice, Prester, John. It is growing late. The wheel of time stopped for no manager, as I fear you must leave us. I true your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. I don't know, your majesty. Why can't I dream of this place, your majesty? Just pleasantries, I don't have to say it out loud. Millennial humor? Think with the boys, ponder all night long, getting depressed. Just think a couple thoughts. Said that last time and then we discovered a new planet. I never do. Ow. At least I would have just stopped stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're food and there's no point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. Throw him off the boat! God, would you please stop? Take me home, Grobian. Good morning, Ursula. Guam Endur. Ow, my head. Time to get up. 1. The Baron, April 1518. A few more pages back to the Abbey. Enable medial its characters and fonts. I don't like the writing effect for the text. A point and click adventure? No. It's walk around and click. Nuremberg. Bro, that's where you live, Adam. Adam, that's where you live, bro. Prime hour 6. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. Am I writing a text for him? I need to get across town and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. Oh no, I'm a scribe, I think. Hot damn. Now check out the aesthetics. I've been taking a medieval class like every fucking quarter on university, so I know a thing or two, you know. Mill, Tassie, where are we? Gertner Farm. Our Lady of the Lambs, Outer Lastings. Is that lasting? Hasting? Tasting? Casting? Lasting sounds right. Tassing. You're fucking with me. Franz Bar, when do you recognize this, Adam? Is this your neighborhood? Ho 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 ho. I'm not gonna stop making those jokes. Ho 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 ho. Uh-huh. We're close to the river. I'm in between three big cities. I really should clean this up. The Picatrix, Kia Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Farine keeps. Why don't we? Uh-huh. They're hanging the chairs up. Hello, Ursula. Andre Prept. Andre Prept. She's so cute. Aw. So cute. Fine, madams. Hello. I wonder how often Socrates thought, why not? Too much. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, actually. Thank you. Ordinary as far as sleeping goes, not well, but business need to be done about it now. Well, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, chief, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. It's weird playing a game like this and not being like a loser or piece of shit. Here you are, Andreas. That's kind of you, Clara. Many things. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 Graffahin? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, what? Exactly, Adam. I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's lulsing. Oh, they're doing the fucking FS thing. Ah! Peter's losing his hair over it. Even more than usual, I mean. Of course, it's no problem. Not sure how. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. I suppose that's not out of the question. I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Be generous, Andreas. Oh, look at the guys. You can spare the money and it will ease their burden. You must take the consequences of inaction into account. What is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? Okay. On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking me for advances on rent. I don't think they're gonna take advantage of us. They're so nice. But even if they try to, I won't let them. Right? We're gonna be able to make that decision. Well, wait, were these taxes unexpected? Oh, God bless you, Andreas, and may Saint Luke watch over you today. Speaking of Saint Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my day. Why are we different text? We're just standard, and hers is that supposed to be like feminine? Hers is synonymous with actual like lettering. Most of my day I spent doing work for the Abbey. only during the divine office that prior fair rank allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to university, and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yet I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after a few missteps, some wandering, a little too much fun. It must be rather frightening, starting all over again. Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about the German jokes. Yeah. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. It is, but I don't know what I want to do. This will be remembered. Uh-oh. I'm sure you make your family proud, Andreas. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Interestingly, they're not using at least like 17th century English. Your masterpieces must be wonderful. It is my finest work. It's getting there. Well, it's hard to stay until it's done. That's no way to think about it. I'm sure it will be a treasure when it's finished. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we will see you after Velper for supper. So are we living under here? Or like, is this their house or is this my house? I think it's their house. Vespers. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course, until later, Clara. Are those sixes? Ooh. You said you were behind on taxes to the Abbey. Likely how much are you short? Oh, Andreas, you're our guest and tenant. Besides, it's far too much for one person to pay alone. How much is it? Can't be that much, can it? Your farm is smaller than Johan's. Well, the Abbey increased the tax, so now we owe 2 guldens to the Abbey. She's whispering. If you can't pay your rent early, that's alright. I'm sure we can find some way to pay the abbot. I'm happy to contribute whatever I can. I know times are hard for you right now. No, I'll have my payment for you. I was merely curious. I see. Peter's too proud of a man to ask for charity when there's still ground to till. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked you about rent in the first place. You're young and have your own life ahead. I'm happy to pay early, Clara. You've been good host to me and I can do without more than your family. God bless you, Andreas. Don't mention this to Peter, alright? He would hate to know I told you about our troubles. He won't know a thing. Thank you, Andreas. Till later, Clara. Okay, that's my menu. Oh my god, there's so fucking many of them. Daughter of Peter and Clara, half sister of Ava and Big George. Half sister of Ava? Okay. Second wife of Peter Gardner, mother of Ursula, known for her kidney kindness and her concern for her husband's health. Ava Gertner, daughter of Peter Gertner and his late wife. Christine. Ava was largely raised by her brother and father. Klaus Drucker is the Tassing town printer, husband to his wife, Mary, and father to Bertolt from Attack on Titan. Although Tassing is an unusual place for a printing press, he does brisk trade with pilgrims and other travelers on the Imperial Road. Originally from Hungary, Farin is the prior of Kiersau Abbey and is responsible for running the scriptorium, known for its interest in esoteric books. Same, bro, same. Brother of Franz Bauer, husband of Nettie. Father of Veronica and Hans. Johann is friendly with most of the families in town that has been determined to expand his farm. Otto Zimmerman. Well, one hell of a name. Wonder where he's from. Town carpenter and son of Old Otto, known for his dislike of the abbey, especially Father Burnett. Peter Gertner. Big George. Eva and Ursula, known for his temper and dislike of the abbey. And Leonard Miller. Artist of Kiersau Abbey. Known for his kindness and helpful nature, but appears also in Master opinion. Glossary. St. Luke, Divine Office. It's us. Big Jorg. Hey Andreas, you say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You name your chickens after the apostles? Isn't that blasphemy? I guess when you put it plain like that. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness Jesus' greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. Now I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. That makes perfect sense to me, Big George. You have much in common with Christ. Word of advice, don't mention it to anyone else, especially the Father. I want to say this, but what if he gets in trouble? It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we saw them to the Bowers. Clara says we need extra money for taxes. No, I should go back to until later, Andreas. Maybe Clara's trying to secretly gather money for some expenditure or another. Andreas, Peter, ill Peter. Okay, we have multiple Peters. God bless you, Andreas. Oh yes, Andreas. This weather's been god awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. Do you have shit on your beard, Peter? I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather. Were you think different when you were young? As different as beer and piss? No, so not that different. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to porch to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Birch to. Matthias knew the Christ was in our hearts, even if the white lady's name was on our lips. church banned all servants of pagan gods, ill Peter. Following the weather. Rani and Kemper knew that. That bastard abbot may not like it, but someone must keep the tradition alive. Like the old widow Ottilia. When you get up in the night to take a piss, go around the right side of the house and never go back the same way. That way the witches won't steal your soul. Okay. Oh, how interesting. Cough, cough. I should go. Alright, God bless you. Who's Ottilia? Oh shit, we can run. Morning, Andreas. You already said good morning to you. Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. I've been there. You off the Abbey? You off to the Abbey every day but Sunday. Thank God for Sundays. Looks like a storm's coming now. I trust you, George. Where was it that you spent your wander jar before you came to Tassing? Pick a background that will affect your character choice going forward. Basil. Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel and nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Andrea knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Andrea knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. Which country is cooler in the 1500s, guys? Too much race play, I'm uncomfortable. What are you talking about? Over in Switzerland, Basel. Damn it! You pick fucking Switzerland. North air must be different then. Spend enough time in the mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. 10-15 years. I don't think I have that long, Big George. What do you spend all that time in Switzerland doing anyways? Other than art, I mean. Oh shit! Seeks out pleasure wherever he goes. He extremely social and quiet experience in all the enjoyable vices of the world. Andrea lives to work and dedicate all his time to his art. Bookworm. Andrea spends all his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Andreas devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investment, and balancing his books. Well, I chose to be a flirt and to have mishaps in my life. So I'm going to go with hedonist. So some women are beautiful and the beer isn't bad. What do you think I spend my time doing? Sounds like fun, but you better not let Father Thomas hear about it. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of the saints. I revere Saint Augustine, who said, "Lord, make me chaste, but not yet." You say so, Andreas. I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father Thomas. What do you know, Mr. I named chicken after apostles? George, let's go. Guys already getting like I'm taking too long even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Why are your eyebrows dark if you're ginger? Game realism is bad. Well, we literally can't go over there. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That is all like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Martin, idiot. You going to help them? Should I offer to help? Perhaps. Helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in the work. That idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him. Give him a good scare. Hehe. Then again, I don't know anything about sheep and I probably just get in the way. Well, I know. And no, well, no, but thank you, Christian of you. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinhauer's place. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know Martin, but Lucky is going to give him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stone. Stone makes his anger. You think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin, stay out of trouble for once. What on, Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andres, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get that these sheep under the control. Of course, see you later. Don't work too hard, Martin. Why is that? Eat shit, Andreas. Fuck you, Martin. Good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand? Of course. Wonderful. I've got too many irons in the fire. Rather sorry for abandoning you. It's okay, Adam. I was about to ask you, do you think this game is boring? Or the stream is boring? I'm black. Or rather, shoes. Horseshoes. Okay, that is an H. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand. Else they'll overheat and I won't be able to work the metal. Oh shit! Take the shoe. Take the shoe in the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil. And I'll hit it with the hammer. Faster. Okay. Good, next one. This would be harder. Just like real life. Thanks for the help, Andred. I don't know why I was thinking about doing all this at once. It sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day. Have you considered an apprentice? Have you considered a child? Look at me, painting is hard enough. The indie animation racism controversy has evolved the last couple of days, so I had to see how. Did they bring in more than just TADC? Keep at them, I bet you could get Burt Drucker. Ha, Claus would have had my head if I tried. Anyways, I don't want to take any more of your time. I'll see you in Auto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Until then. Yep. Andrews, who was included? You missed it, by the way. We made ourselves study in Switzerland, so now we know Italian and French. And we made ourselves a hedonist, so we know how to drink and flirt. So we can go up. The stuff with Michael or something else. An associate of Vivzipop that writes a few episodes, the most vulgar one I think, made 3-minute blackface skit 10 years ago and was pretty much minstrel. Oh, Brandon Rogers. Yeah, I saw that. Can I not go up there? I guess I can't. Also VA for one of the main characters, yep. That dude's been cancelled like 5 times. Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Mary and Bert will love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from heresy, witch mania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute, your sloppy typesetting. Cardinal. Oh. So supper tonight after Vespers? That skit was funny. Dog, don't entertain that. Yeah. Get banned, quesadilla eater. See you later. God bless Master Mailer. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just ready to work. You understand how important it is for you for your salvation to receive Holy Communion, don't you? Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise I'm not making it to Sunday. I just stayed up too late on Sunday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for her sake, consider it for your own. This asshole can't make you go to Mass. To hell with him. A man has many duties, Father. Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. You know, Socrates, I agree with you. If it was his Auntie Fee parody, I don't remember him ever doing actual blackface for a whole vid. Bro, you don't know the video they're talking about then. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is continuing on the... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mailer, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rossville, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. I only wish all of our neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I here are returning from a trip. That's a girl? Or is that supposed to be saying wise? Well, it'd be the same. Actually was full on blackface. Dude, is that fucking blackface? No, dude, no, dude, I'm actually a demon from hell. Like, I'm just being like, dude, what the fuck? I returned from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck. And it was terribly dull. I mean, a certain charm coming to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet. The emperor, was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or this painter. Then I don't know what video it is. Go on Twitter. Why did it go down? Fucking, I wanted to ask what artist it was. It's like snapback on my controller. Anyhow, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck now, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit for Kierfel. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of Historia Estia he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of scandal. Hey. Yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss last tastings passed later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Bernat, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mailer here. I'm not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. It is an honor to meet you, my lord. Well, he said history instead of lore. Heretical, huh? When the media has good lore, not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey scriptorium. In 1518, oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. I have yet to judge the quality of your entertainment, though it sounds like we're off to a bad start. Why? Thank you for your introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We will see you then. Miklaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horse to the Abbey's quest house. I have to take my time talking with Master Meller. I'll meet you there. I see so many videos say lore instead of backstory or history or whatever. Or mystery. I feel like I'm seeing the live erasure of the meaning. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing the tone of this guy. Was he supposed to come off like asshole-y? We didn't even say anything. How we're off to a bad start. So then a journeyman from... Maybe I misread that. So then a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. You said you were unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vacation later than my fathers and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt, wonderful, the same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Uh-oh. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have met him. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brother of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 thieves' theses against the church. I forgot what it's called. Thesis? That's not thesis. 95. Whatever. Father Matthias was not Matthias. was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father does not disappoint in that regard. You're gonna get kicked out, bro. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. So basically, forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ha, no. My family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. Are we coming yet? Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little unk. Why? I'm becoming unk. If you don't mind me asking, Adam, how old are you again? Last time I asked you, we were 22, but I don't remember if that was 3 years ago or last year. On God, we're all unk. 23. You're lying. You are not 2 years older than me. I don't know why I thought you were like 24, 25 now. Sorry, I love calling people little. Me too. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as my university student, as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? I didn't do that. No, I didn't. Only a master's. I started working toward the doctorate, but didn't finish. That's a shame. Well, what's your area of study? I don't want to do this one. Canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. I think this one is going to be the most useful. But I would do this. This one seems like the most niche useful. So his font just changed. And I'm like, did I accidentally do that? Or is that supposed to, and that implication of us, of how we see him changing from a random knight, rich man, to a well-educated man. I looked away from this stream for like 7 seconds, and the last I heard before catching back was, I'm sorry to say, but you seem quite old, I think. Glad to use that on you. It's a good line. Adam, what do you think? Strong understanding versus basics? I want to be professional. I don't know. I'm basic. You know what? I'm gonna go with theology. This could get us out of trouble, though. Law, I suppose. I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my taste. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Franconian law, nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone to study the nonsense and learn it myself. It's over. We're not friends anymore. You, if I had any face, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Curse you, Lawrence Rassagul. Perched us dogs, tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hostility, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what are your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes. Do you have a favorite subject? Latinist. Logician. Orator. Soul endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, dirgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. This is really interesting. I wonder how fickle law study in court was back then when there weren't even modern fingerprint catching methods. It was very fickle. Witnesses mattered a lot. The art of persuasion, naturally, rhetoric. Ah, I assume you studied the Greeks and Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course. Cicero's 5 canons of rhetoric. But also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. Aquinae. Is that his last name, or is that are they shortening Thomas of Aquitaine? Here we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Not if you know the right technique. Exactly, the doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind toward Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. I know about this! Splendid, though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true, rhetoric is also an art, and like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. Yeah, dumbass. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. I just saw the blackface video. It was really bad. Congratulations, dude. Become a solid good man. Or was a good man. Or good man. Well put. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, we can choose 2 of them. Is this something they teach, or is this like my hobby? Fuck it. I used to access the I used my access to the university elevator to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination, purely academic, of course. Of course. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum. My interest only deepened from there. Very interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on the subject during my stay. Oh shit. I like the bunnies. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Curacao at all? My family have been patrons of Curacao for I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard that Curacao still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript productions, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Professional artists. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. This is as good a place as any to create art. Well, Curacao is more than a bit old-fashioned. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from an abbey in this day and age. But while my family have been patrons of Curacao for generations, it seems wrong to stop now while there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist. Well, the venerable brother Piero. I think your hobby was just what you learned back then, and maybe singing songs on the side with friends. It seemed like it was a hobby because it wasn't a course. It was what we looked for in the library. How venerable! He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. So they're writing and drawing? The original comic artist? Miklau, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. I don't know, I was kind of speaking out of my ass. Let us not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then Kier's has a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Hello, bald man. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lawrence, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rossvigel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you to for another 2 days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Well, yes. I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Uh-oh. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Of course, father, I'm eager to get to work. Why are you taking this out on me? He's not my problem. Is it about time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? This isn't very rhetorical of me. Then get to work. Fuck you. Shit, I should have asked him about an advance for the Gertner Tactics. Find a way to get paid. The snapback is crazy. Hour 6, hour 6, hour 6. Father Grenell might be perceptive to a negotiation for the funds. I'll need to approach... these are just... Exolibris. So many people. Daughter of Johann and Hetty Bauer, sister of Hans. Brigida Bauern. Bohemian nun. Assistant to Sister Illumina and Larry. She is markedly impious attitude toward life. She has a markedly impious. Otto. Mikla. Former widow of Relic Emperor. Care for the nuns of Kiersau Abbey works often in the Covent Garden. The sacristan of Kiersau Abbey was responsible for maintaining the seracy, the Abbey's treasury, and for assisting Father Gena during the liturgy hours. Ooh, who's Mary? Block cutter and typecaster, wife of Klaus, mother of Bertolt, son of Franz and Franz Bauer, busted Brigida. Who's Brigida? Linhard. Who's Linhard? Who are these people? A harsh landlord. Ludwig Eddie Bauern. How do we save? It's a city called Worms. Habsburg. God bless you, Master Mailer. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, then I guess you shouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Diana received yesterday. What, saffron really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Pirate Farine to get some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Mossfinger? She's around here somewhere. Hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. The later Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andres. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine Saint Satya one of these days. Prime 6 hour. God bless you, Master Mailer. Marguerite. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait, it's Master Mailer. That you can see, Sister Marguerite. During the day, I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller and you have another smell to you, like this, or burned almonds. Like fish or burned almonds. Oh, that's old linseed oil. Popular among Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. I'm also much more handsome. Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men. You just have to trust me then. Not a chance. Have a good day, Sister Marguerite. God bless you, Master Mailer. Charisma 0. Charisma fucking negative. Brother Matthew maintains a shrine along with some of the sisters making badges for pilgrims. How the Holy Lands. Okay. That and the juice especially good for hangovers. God bless you, Master Mailer. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Forgive me, sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mailer. I mean, no offense, Master Mailer, but I cannot speak with men. My apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. Arigato. Pet Mousefinger. Very direct name. These are unlocked. We can just walk in. We'll see. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. There's something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with Baron. What concern is it to yours? He said much and any saying nothing. And now I will say even less. Good day, Andreas. Rhetorica. So there's no time sensitive thing. A painting of Hildegard being in Mother Cecilia's favor. What if we were a girl? Shrine, church, cloister. Monastery aquarium. Large garden. Courtyard and lavatorium. Refectory. Who are you? Shebat. God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sabat, I'm happy surprised to see you still here. As am I would be leaving soon, returning to Rome. Was gone for a bit, welcome back. You didn't answer, do you think this game's kind of boring? All the reading? I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. Did you join a religion? I mean, I'm Catholic. We're all Catholic. We have to be. You showed much kindness to our priest at the Council of Constance. I'm an artist. I'm going to the scriptorium. You remain in Rome. That's up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. Oh yeah, hail the Lord and such. You'll travel to Ethiopia, Master Mailer, and see the highlands. God, I bless my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you were ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you would have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I'm accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these. But I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Ah yes, the Albans, or Rich and Gret. I'll have to tell the story to the children in the middle of a meal someday. I just saw your obscure anime videos earlier today. I mean obscure manga. What you think about it, Rain World fan? Is Rain World that good? Refectory. Oh, that guy's handsome. Yes. I don't know. I realize it's always hard for me to follow text-heavy games live because I can't stop whenever I want to digest it all on my own. Bookmark some of these mangas. Like which ones? When you say that, Adam, even though you kept up pretty well, was until then. You're entertaining enough that I would want to come back. Yeah, yeah. There's so much to fucking do here. Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How's it going in the kitchen? Is Brother Wojslav working you hard? Not too bad, Brother Wojslav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother Wojslav will teach you well in time. Brother Edda complains about his food too, but his complaints to Brother Wojslav. What does Brother Adak know about food anyways? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's the land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but there's always what he complains about. The fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose your heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Good luck. Good job, Lucas. They fucked you up, bro, with that haircut, but it's okay, Lucas. Until then was kind of the exception, maybe, and even there I missed a few small things. Wojslav. Probably smells fucking horrible in here. Morning, Andreas. How's the living with the Gertners? It's great, they're a lovely family. Claire is a good woman, and she looks after Big Jorg and Ava like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True, I suppose it's less that they need looking after, more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. Anyways, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in casting tomorrow. Until then. I didn't watch the Until Then streams because you suck! Rain Wolfman, what is your PFP? Dude, this place is fucking gigantic, what the hell? There's so many entrances to the hallway. I still feel a little bad about recommending Felvidec so much and then being unable to follow its events much. I bookmarked a lot of them, so I don't really remember. It doesn't matter. All of them are good anyways. There are good picks. It's from a Tumblr artist. It's bears eating food. Oh. I love bears. My favorite is the grizzly bear. Frank. Andreas. God bless you, Father Gernot. I wanted to speak with you on behalf of the Gertners. The Gertners? What about them? They're struggling to cope with the increase on taxes. I'd like to negotiate a better rate on their behalf. Is this a role game? Clara mentioned they're behind on tax payments of the Abbey. I told her I'd talk to you about the matter. Clara. Same difficulty with Undertale, they'll turn something else in one shot. Like following them? Hey, what you mean? Acknowledge though, that was not very word heavy. I hope you bookmark Yuria's Red String. That was a good. That's the underrated one. Oh my god, and then we're gonna get up to this. I didn't talk to Matthew first. I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish with this. The financial agreement between the Abbey and the Gertners are none of your business. Maybe not in the long run, Father, but I hate to see them struggling. Can't we discuss something? They are, now that they've asked me for my rent early in order to pay the Abbey. Kiersa owns the land, the Gertner's farm. They have a financial responsibility to the Abbey. It is not only my right to tax the farmers, but my responsibility to provide for my brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, but the Gertners will have to find their own way to pay what they owe. God bless you. Gernot refused. Fuck you. Following the text and what happens in the story. Well, Technology is just generally hard to follow because there is barely any text. Oh. Oh, I see. Rudiger. Has your voice recovered from Eastern Mass, Rudiger? Oh yes, it was a bit of strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Monastery Loquarium. Where did we come from? Oh, you're a midget. God bless you, Andreas. How is the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? Now just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. Like, Father Gernot said you could pay me early. I only have 2 pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyways. I'm risking it, bros. You know what I don't see? Invincible animation getting worse. It's consistently underwhelming. You know what I don't see? It's noticeably worse. More like it's consistently meh, but it has less big moments and more bad moments. Well, he's been quite busy with Baron Rossfugel's early arrival. Of course. Very well, come with me. Here you are. I shall note this with my father Gerna and Prior Frank. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Alright, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. Bro, there's so many places. I'm lost. I am lost. What is this, a Volvel? I've seen it before. In astronomy and medical tracks, what's this one for? 2 wheels, the top wheel has Greek letters, and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. The outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with a co-interest fashion is. Someone is secretly evil. It's an ugly cemetery. My friends. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz and Rismexis. Abattoir. Dandress. What's the refectory? The lector. Cloister. We're almost done, guys. Old Bailey. I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm sorry. Oh, this place is crazy. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans fucking not long after Christ. Two markets go back centuries all the way to the founding of the abbey. That's a cool painting. Abbot Dietrich from the heights of Kiersau Power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. It's not that long ago, bro. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. That was it. Now what? Close it so no one knows. We can't ring the bells. 0 out of 10 game. I saw a 10-minute video breaking down how it would take to adapt Invincible. How long with 2 more teams to outsource and how long with just 1 more. Whoa. Someone with actual animation studio knowledge. Brother Guy. It's fine, more contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinions mean that much to you? The abbots and priors both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I'll need to make the best of the next 40 years. And I'll leave you to it. Quite sad, Edoc. Awful. All mill. That's easy, I am well. Well done, my son. It is early, I will give you a harder one later. I look forward to all your anagrams, brother Edoc. Literal nut. Ah, yes, until then. That was funny. They probably had at least basic stuff, but they didn't get into the nitty gritty. Which is more than me still. I guess. Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big George Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Edoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Good one, guy. Not forget, brother guy, the fate of the youth who jeered the aged prophet Elysia outside of Bethel. Oh. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, brother Edoc? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect to brother Edoc. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself, brother Edoc. You're too contented to guys' jokes. You know, we like Edoc. We like Edoc. Stay out of this, Andreas. The old fart can defend himself well enough. I need no defense against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against the iniquitous. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Frenek is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lawrence Rothfugle had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Frenek is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothfugle, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior honor to speak about them like this behind our backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothfugle. His manuscript. I just realized that he will want me to see his man. Want me to see his manuscript? How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Damn, kinda harsh. I know, right? Why they're so mean? Me when they're mean to Brother Adok in Pentiment. Sad cat, Jiff. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Driftling. Kierfa was already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. It's okay, we're putting it into favor. Well, if Prior Ferric isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. On my masterpiece. That's right, I need to reference Indermal manuscript. The Indermal manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermal manuscript. The Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Could I just get the book? What do you mean? No, because I was dreaming about you. You know what? She's being mean to me, so I'm liar. Could I just get the book? What's all? That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? What's your problems, Dana? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it in my work. Isn't this your job? Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata. Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas. Sister Illuminata. This is spelled like that. I'd like to borrow the Indermal. What does that mean? In the ocean? Adam, help me here. The Book of Hours. Oh. Indermal. Dude, it's like that one YouTuber. Yeah, it's all I overheard here. Please return it promptly. Gonna take the book from me? Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Oh. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. Is there? The contrast of the colors is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Is that all? It doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. That's what clients want. Brother, you know I don't like doing more work than I have to. This isn't true. My son, you're copying the illustration from Indermal manuscript almost exactly. So what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling. But in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy, that they won't pay me for the truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in the future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? They find peak. But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. They keep bringing that up. And is this story going to be about, like, changing cultures and tides? Does that make you sad? Why is that? Why has Kiersel kept this up for so long? Some people, some places have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not among them. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so, be brought to truth. Don't you think there's a danger to in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? I think there will always be a place for artists like you, Brother Irok. Guy, fuck you. And Brother Guy. It's kind of easy to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I'm happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Oh. Why is the time gone? It is already Circe. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. My stomach hurts. Oh. The animation. Something occult is going on. What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? I'm sorry, System 1. I knocked a pull of paint on the floor. Then Prior Frank came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I didn't think he even noticed. Me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Frank should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. Nod. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rosvigel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? Oh, that reminds me, there are a few more books I've been wanting to borrow. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Do I need one? I want the spirit of the library. Not valid. Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Olda, and Mainz. No, now she hates us. No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rosvigel? Why is Prior Farring so nervous? Lorenz, I didn't know you were familiar enough with a man to use his Christian name. Anyways, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only have that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course. All I have to do is return my books anyways. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Well, I was hoping to work on my masterpiece. We're never going to finish our masterpiece. Thank you. It's for the good of the abbey. Where should I begin? Out there where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I'll tell you what books I'm looking for. The Aeneid. I read that one. Reddit covers 14 reddish covers 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Oh, that's me. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches. Why are we not using centimeters? Europeans lie to us. They've always used the imperial system. I know the ones that are among Pierre's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. What? Nuremberg inches are long. What colors are the covers again? Reddish. I know the ones that are my pure favorite came by my desk. Are not his to keep. Hope you don't mind. This happened to me. Those problems were only when PR tried to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid was not one of my favorite stories. It's not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Oh, this is Aeneas living Dido. See, I know what I'm talking about. Oh shit! Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? That Hera? Or Juno? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes us more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. Andreas, I didn't have a choice on my vocation. Few women do. Well, surely it's not that dire. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our world and our choices truly are. Even in stories where a maiden is to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of the men, or with wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that. From the empress to a nun, it is our lot. It is our lot to be bound. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. Thank you, next wretched word. I like that sequence a lot. Although it's a bit direct. Diamond pattern. But it works because of the context, the historical context. It's strange that she's saying this. Yeah, I don't have the size in the ledger. Hopefully the description is enough. I don't know when you're talking about Brother Edok with reading it. The beauty of this book truly believes its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the abbot owns a copy. Rakasastosi al lui pio da vicino le ricanove per quello e glave va veduro del dinanziare Lisena. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rufio of Engano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. Well, too damn bad. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part in the end. German learns he has royal blood, son of a duke. That's the worst part. Well, who he reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. It's not to love. Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not hefty Histy? Adventures. Lusty adventures. What's the harm? I suppose you're right, it's better suited for knaves like me. Fuck it, she hates us anyways. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andrew. Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Not me, though. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There's neither few nor Greek. There's neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. There may be one in Christ, but we're not equal in this world. It's in this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. It is in this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a fourth letter? I'm in here for a fifth letter. Oh, we chose law? We're so smart. You're so smart. In truth, it's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. Oh, are you a legal scholar now as well as an artist? I have been. There is no now. Well, actually, I just did law in university. I apologize. It just came to me. It's alright. But for me, this is not a legal issue. It's a matter of principle. The book, please. There's only one book left, then you will be freed from bondage. All dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. I shouldn't have picked that option. I always go for the option that gives you more dialogue. I cannot read this. Ahmed Touche. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good. Please bring it in here. What is this anyways? Ah, it's in French. Oh my god, I forgot. The soul of that god touched empty of sin in the first state of grace. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why don't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mailer. One of the previous about Abbot tolerated it in spite of a papal order to destroy it. At the background sound. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its authors shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it. But I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. That's not that crazy. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishop condemn it? Do I recognize these figures? No. 200 years ago. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. Sounds reckless, and he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed even if their content is in question. You know what? If Matthias agrees, I agree. And if the nun disagrees, so be it. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is our law we must contend with, not your emotions. The Church was wrong. No, we don't want to get fucking. We're not gonna get fucking banned. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the books be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all of you're gonna do to destroy it. Fine, here, take it. You know, I'm a coward. Good, it's for the best. Thank you. What book is it? I want to know. That's for the next run. That's for the next playthrough, guys. Now then. Oh, Adam, you've been typing? My fucking tablet. My phone glitched. Something's afoot. Oh man, sorry, I'm a bit more distracted because my dad came with some milk and cigarettes. Dad came back with some milk. And a pack of cigarettes too. Now then, Baron Rosrigo. Adam, you should have convinced me to keep the book and to finish up here soon. You said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kinds? How long has he been visiting the Abbey? He seemed unusually friendly with me. I don't understand it, honestly. I mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassi. He said it has some scandalous details in it. She may only have. The high student pro. I imagine all kinds. How long has he been visiting the Abbey? He seemed unusually friendly. I know why. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassi. He said it has some. Okay, this is more important. He also mentioned the Fan Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to find its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I've heard of it, but I've never read it, and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? The shepherd. No, Sawi. Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. So perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt? Smiles devilishly. Bro, we're not this stupid. What are you smiling about? I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt. I am filled with the joy of books. You are a strange man. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. That's the bell for Sext. The birds will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto's around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. I wonder what Private Fern was doing with his book. Floppy bookhand could have been produced by an abbey of note. Bastard script, Burgundian, Flemish, not from here, not recently. Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols was written below. Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make sense of any of this. I don't think this is Greek. The outer ring of the volvo is marked with alchemic symbols, but the cipher has astrological symbols. There's something I'm missing. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time. I'll copy this down now to reference later. I hope magic does happen. I don't even remember where we're supposed to go. Or how to get out. Shit. God, we made it out. Good morrow, Martin. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Being what? Pissing on the wall? Not really. What are you doing? I thought we could have a pleasant conversation for once. Why would I want that? I got so many better things to do. I'm only trying to be friendly, Martin. What's your problem with me? You're an annoying windbag, Andreas. You talk a lot, you don't really do anything. That's not true, I work hard every day. From what I've seen, neither do you. Fuck it. Eat shit. I'm done talking. I should have been nice. I should have been nice. I trust Clara gave you my message. Let us pray. Oh shit, we're eating cheese. Christ, Lord, our Lord, amen. Through Christ, our Lord, amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? I've had a bad morning, but I got anything that next week. Select food item to eat. Almonds, sheep milk cheese, bread. That's making me hungry. It's not that bad of an injury, it just gals me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. And you gotta eat the bread first. Why does he get a cinnamon roll? That's not all that bad. I got a lot of good work from the abbey. Crafting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, I don't really mind. Sheep milk cheese. Anyways, I saw you walking with that Baron Rosfogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on commission. I understand he was friendly with my father Matthias. He was, though. Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? What's the unsavory side? I don't get it. I completely missed the tone of him being an ass in the beginning. That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Although that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Renning. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. Is that all it does? We had a long conversation on the way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. He beat someone? That doesn't sound like something he would do. It's not my affair, not my affair. I can't speak to it. I wasn't there either, but I do know that it happened. We had a lot of conversation on the way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Talk to me about my work. He's fascinated by both art and book. My university degree. You're gonna kill me if I bring him up. He could sense my inherent moral quality. That one's true, but we have to be modest. Of course, that's what he's interested in when he's at the abbey. If he's in Tassing, he's chasing girls or harassing peasants. Something we should all be doing. And because he's friendly with the abbot, no bad should whatever come to him, it's galling. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andrus. No one should get away with what he does. That's what the abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problems with the books the abbey makes. Do I think if I don't eat, I'm gonna die? I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. Oh. He didn't pay me early, so yeah, he's a loser. Otto, did you see that Bauer's sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. He's just misunderstood. He knows the secret of the priest, of the father. He's always in the foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. He has a kid. He has a... What? On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say, Andres, there's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with least amount of effort. I admit he seemed less than helpful when I saw him in the morning. He's a born shirker, that's sure enough. I know one when I see one. He's just a boy, he saw his handy change. Are we gonna especially when you look in a mirror. Speaking of the Bauer sheep, their ooze are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon, Otto. I gotta undress and use tents. Only the tease, what God wants to happen will happen. Euphemism, question mark? Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance. Ava, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. Fuck you. You're the one involving me in your courtship. I didn't ask you to be a messenger, of course. Let's be friends. I shall return to work in the scriptorium until later. What? Need to get back to work. We can't run inside the building. Miklas, gotta be with you, Andreas. Can we run and give the money to Clara? Dude, I don't know how to get out of here. In the meadow. Creatures are quite nice. Oh, we didn't get to interact with this place. Iris is beautiful. Till? Your name is Till, brother? Oh my lord. Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom early spring altitude. Mill? Hello, Lenhard. Afternoon, you're the Gertner's hard bear. What? Border, aren't you? How could you tell? You look like a man who understands the power of appearances. Quite unlike the Gertners. They're farmers, you expect them to act like kings? They're rustic folk, to be sure. A little dignity wouldn't hurt them. They bleat like sheep when times get hard, only Ava's got a backbone. How is she, by the way? She's taken by Otto. She's fine, why? I'm only curious, she used to bring their barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. A shame. He'd shown some curiosity about the mill. I'd hoped to foster that. It is a handsome mill. There's something special about it. She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? So we're all poor here. Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the incurious dolt here can appreciate it. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I suspect they have more urgent matters on their minds. Hello, Paul. Hello. Paul, right, I don't think we've talked before. I'm Andreas, I'm staying with the Gertners. Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers? They're letting me board with them while I work in the Abbey Scriptorium. You're a monk? I'm an artist. Oh, like you do drawings? Drawing, paintings, calligraphy, if it goes in a book, I can put it there. Oh, is that? How do you get money? What? The Abbey paid me, of course. Art is a job just like being a miller is a job, but it's also a calling. I didn't. My dad says drawing's stupid. It's not worth anything. My dad was telling me stuff constantly, but now I'm back for an hour. Hooray. Your dad's wrong. Yes. More than anything, but I have to do it there where dad can see. He gets mad. My dad doesn't like some of the things I do either. That's why I don't tell him. Can I tell you a secret? Nothing on this earth will please me more, young Master Mueller. Sometimes I draw on the ruins in the meadow where Dad can't see. But Romans would have been honored. They loved defacing monuments. I don't know what that means. Don't worry about it. What do you draw? Cats? Mom? I don't know stuff. I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad wouldn't like it. You're probably right. I'll go. Until later, Paul. And hey, keep drawing, alright? I will. Bye. So cute. Good afternoon. Forgive me. I've forgotten your name. Andreas Mailer, master artist. I am wounded. Call me Andreas. I heard Clara and Ava had an artist boarding with them. The one, what? That must be exciting. For them or for me? They treated me well. They seemed to enjoy having someone new in their home. Andreas? Oh, I only meant living on a farm among the townspeople. Isn't it very lively? Only when Peter starts raving about the miller's toll. Such a lovely little girl. The dog's name is Staub. That's just a German word for dust. Talk to your son Paul. He seemed like a good kid. Paul is darling, but so shy. I pray the Lord may someday bless with his daughter. Elsie, have you finished with your gabble? There's work that needs doing. Oh no. I'm sorry, I have to get my labors. Of course, I apologize if I bothered you. Until later, Mistress Mullerin. Until then. Yeah, it's Staub. God bless you, Andreas. Guy on the roof, just because. These would be Paul's drawings. He's quite good at drawing. The ST in Staub pronounced like how you'd say shtick, or Schaub, or Staub. Most of this filling is for the Abbey's renovation in firewood. The town can only gather 6. Church and Druckers. Smokey's home. Shrine of Saints at the waterfall. The second time. Gertrude. Oh, it does, but the forest provides many local plants that we don't need to cultivate. The Romans believed that Tassing was protected by a fairy, and the plants that grew around her spring bloomed off year. Father Gurnout didn't seem to approve of the brothers and sisters knowing the history of Tassing. I didn't realize anyone in Tassing still knew the old Roman myths. Small Roman towns often had nymph cults. I'm surprised Tassing had its own local spirit. Oh yeah, so it says Tassia was a fairy who lived by the local spring. She was bathing there when she was interrupted by a man who wanted to lay with her. When she cried out, Mars, who was hunting in the forest, heard her and struck the man down. Tassia blessed him by washing him in the spring, and the water that fell from his body made the ground around Tassing fertile. It's all pagan nonsense, of course, but it's a lovely story. Must have been some bass. You think a spirit could still dwell in the spring? Also testing with him at the Roman there. With the old stories. Everyone's so much unfun. I really like how the forest looks. Let me get a stream mindset actually. What the fuck? I'm glad we came here while it was raining. Let me order some food because I'm getting voraciously hungry. No joy or whimsy. Nothing. No nothing. What's on the menu today, boys? I'm getting burger. Burger. Here. Invincible's animation problem is the video I talked earlier about if you're interested. I am. By sufferance? Oh. 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 My arch nemesis. Don't like them. For a long time, their videos were really bad. It was impressive how much he could say. How much words he can put out that mean nothing. I don't watch them often. Oh, hello. Hello, you're not local, are you? No, I'm saying in passing only briefly. Smokey, a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassie, but he's let me stay with him, and so yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk, despite anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I search to find whatever is different. It's the difference in artist style that makes it work. We are canonically not racist. Ah, you're the artist staying up in Kiersau. Yes, just visiting, Tassing for some time. My name is Andreas Mailer. And nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right, I'm Václav, traveling tinker. Traveling tinkler? Traveling peer? I travel from place to place, sharpening knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. Or brought you to Tassing, Václav. He does seem like an angry man. He's trying to expel me from Tassing entirely. What were we looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, and God didn't create them, they exist with him since the dawn of time. That's a fascinating idea. But Genesis clearly says that the Lord created the heaven and the earth. Not only that, but it explains the preference of the angels and demons before the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the five elements, angels are fire and air, and demons water and earth, and the world was ether before the Lord formed it. The few newer vids I saw kind of border on being longer than necessary from how basic his observations seem. I don't know if I can do it properly. All the creation mysteries based on each other. He, that's why Satan appeared. This guy is so well thought out. How does he even have access to the information? I'm well aware, Master Mule. Oh, Master Mailer. Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. Is this guy British? That'd be cool if he was. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're the charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out of here in the forest near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mailer. Until then. The few newer vids I saw kind of border on being longer than necessary from how basic his observations seem, though I don't know if I can do it properly. It's okay, I can. And I say that it's bullshit. His newer vids, I think, are probably better. I haven't watched them. I always end up zoning out anyways. See you, Andreas. How common is the name Otto in German? Tassing's old salt mine, how the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Is that a tome? We can't read it, bruh? Where's my heckin' fast travel? Lunch is done. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Endris are around. Otto is working below the abbey between the guest house and the abbess house. Lunch is done. It was nice catering. Catching up with Otto and Endris, but it's about time I head back to the scriptorium to work on the Book of Hours. That's the quest one. I love the big cast of characters. Otto, not super common nowadays, I guess, because it's probably seen as old or silly. I imagine it's like an old people name. Andreas. I'm gonna miss when you and your neighbors would greet each other. I've been in Mexico. It's nice. You want something? Those pictures. Two paintings put down. Two texts. Yeah. Neighborliness, how novel. It is. Community. How's it going, Hans? Keep busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. That's what they have to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about it then? Uncle Fran said Brigida might come help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica anyway. I wish Brigida lived here instead of her. I wish Brigida lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Until later, Hans. Bye. Fucking little kid is deaf. Seems like money is not a big issue here. I miss suffering slander. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. Please, Kara, it's the least I can do. You and Peter have been such gracious hosts. Consider this rest a gift. Then, in addition to my rent, I insist it's enough you pay back to the abbot, yes? But Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? Don't worry about me, Clara, I'll be fine. I committed my material to pay me a bit early. I want to be sure you pay your tax time. Oh well, if you're sure. Thank you, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Clara. It's a Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'm letting you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. God bless you. My stomach! It hurts! Is that mouse holding an axe? Otto and Ava, huh? Yes, what about them? Otto has a good eye. I can't fault him for that. Is their courtship developing? Doing fine, you think? I guess. She's a good, strong woodwoman. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. I didn't ask you to pour water into the rumor mill, but for the concern I have for the happiness of my friends. Oh! The rhetorica! The rhetor... Of course, Andreas. Fancy talk for being nosy. Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough to already not be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me you found the right person. You should go from it. That's what I would do. What stopped you? Oh, that's a private matter. You can trust me, Andreas, army friends. I have an intended Sibian waiting for me in Nuremberg. We're to marry once I finish my wander jar. I'm not even sure if she is the right one, but it is a necessary step. It's not good for the soul to be alone, Andreas. I do hope to find someone to have at my side. We build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Or you know, it could happen any moment, Andreas. One hopes so. I must go back to play work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. So cute. Schmitz. I never went here. Hello, good sir. Do you have any fine bread? Damn great, you know I can't stay away from your rye. I was passing by, I thought I should say hello, now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye, be well. Uh-huh. It is she netting dough on the floor? Hi. Oh, she's saying hi. They're making Wiener Schnitzels. Steinmarhaus. Pet Schlau. What does Schlau mean, Adam? Smart. I'm guessing that's the root word for shrew, maybe? The English word shrew? Agnes. Hello, Andreas. It's so fun watching Vizzy Pop critics because they always find something new to dismantle. It's just insane how popular Hazbin Hotel is, man. Warner. Hello, you're the artist from Nuremberg. Andreas Mailer, journeyman artist at your service. That was that Mailer. Someone mentioned you dabbled at university for a year or two. Funny. You're staying with the Gertners, yes. The Abbey does have a guest house, you know. The Gertners are good and gracious people. Why should you care? They're not your rules. At least amongst you, while the food and taskings is miserable as its people. What are you doing here then? Loading up my contacts. People of merit do pass through here occasionally, unlikely though it may seem. Your justification seems to be a little thin, Warner, and they speak to you willingly. Dr. Souls. Of course, Dr. Souls. Thank you. Who said anything about marriage? A daily risk for you, I'm sure. Alas, there's already a woman waiting for me in Nuremberg. Well, I can't begrudge you your fun, but don't come pestering me if you catch the French disease. In any case, I must ask you to go. I have plenty of work to do. Good day. Till later, Dr. Stolz. Until then. I wish the intellectual application of smart. Intellectual. Wish I could enjoy these vids, but I haven't seen Hadam Hotel or Hell of a Boss even many clips. Not even many clips. I'm looking through my god videos. Good videos plays, and I have no good videos for to show you. Damn. We're in a drought. It's good for me to learn how to improve my own writing so it doesn't get criticized for things I don't think of. Half true, yeah. If you know it's even better, you should just actually write Tomas the Mill. So true. Till, my good friend. Truk. Now what the hell is up to you guys? God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Curacao sacrist, I tend to the shrine of Saint Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Curacao both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept when I write with it. The martyrdom of Saint Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You're familiar with the life of Saint Moritz, are you not? Martyrdom at the hands of the Romans, like many such cases. He protected the town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his own legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims... My order dropped off. Don't leave, guys. Oh, my... I've something about Pentiment. So. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing didn't venerate St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. There are some in the Tassing who still cling to the pagan traditions, yes, God save them. St. Moritz and his legion were snowed into this place, to this pass, and the pagan townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Saitia, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz into a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled to the mountains. Eerily similar to the story, the myth story. I got Tear Lifts Are Frying Your Brain by Romalia chapter. I remember it being relatively good. It had ended up in Tassing. Air, 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 air. Hello, hello, hello. Fire Emblem needs controversy. Safe to watch later. I like tier lists. Tier lists are frying the brain. You're gonna have to link it to me, bro. Yay, they actually gave me ranch. They forgot the straw. But it's fine. For the loyal egregors, we know that I received a spare straw not too long ago. Thus, I can now apply the straw to it to the drink, to the beverage of my choice.
Whether you're on the job or at home, Harbor Freight has the air tools and compressors you need to get the job done right. From compressors for inflating, nailing, and stapling to automotive air.
I thought of this.
It's a stream. It's a stream highlight. Okay, let's not be judgmental. Let's be patient.
Discussion recently. I forgot who brought up tier lists on Twitter that made me think it. So I thought, why don't we do a discussion about how tier lists actually will halt your improvement? Yeah, Twitter is my channel. Sometimes Twitter is my channel. So let's establish some bases here, right? People use
You ramble.
as a way of seeing
I figure.
who is the strongest in weakness. Simple enough. It's literally just in the bubble of like who's strongest, who's the weakest. Here is how a lot of people use. They use it to cope. Right? That's it. That's all they do. They literally just use this to cope. Either like as a basis for like their character is too weak, or like for example, your character is, let's say, 7 on the tier list. You lose to someone whose character is ranked 1. The character is broken, right? This is basic, right? This is 101. Here's how I think tier lists should be used, right? Tier lists are a great way for people to share their perspective on the game. Because if you've noticed, I made a tweet about this. I hate when people really complain so much based on tiers in any game, really. The reason why this is important is because everyone shares their perspective differently, right? So like, let's say, I'll give you an example with it, right? Ram. I think Ram is really, really strong. She can abuse the system along with having more safety in how she does her offense, with the added benefit of risk and how she gains meter, right?
Why is there barbecue sauce in my burger?
Into safety and consistency. Here's what people people normally interpret it. Ram broke. People take this and just think Ram broke. Essentially, it's cope. Where like a lot of people also say like they lose to a certain person and
You're talking about Good Digger Strive?
Number 1, you know what I mean? Like, because tier lists in this way, they ultimately impact 2 huge groups of players. Most low level players and most mid-high level players. And it's for different reasons, right? So most low level players just don't know any better, right? They see Nago 1 or Ram 1 or Happy Chaos 1. They just don't have the capability interpreting things past this.
Strive or Rep 2?
To be expected, right? They're new, they wouldn't understand it.
Assumedly Strive.
This character's really strong, you'd probably be like, well, they're just really strong, that's why it leaves. Most mid-high level players know better, but have an ego. This is the key part here. So the problem with tier lists is that essentially you cannot gauge strength super realistically in a overall fighting. Like obviously you can say like, oh, Strive's power level is less than X.
Remember how egregious her model was?
Like, I don't know, JoJo, right? Like the JoJo fighting game has some fucked up top tier. When it comes to like who's the most broken, a lot of the time in the current era, it's hard to have a character who's like way above everyone else. Like,
I guess I'm too
right? Like JoJo's is a great example.
desensitized. I didn't even think it was that crazy.
Banned characters in tournament, right? They have two banned characters. Yeah, like Pet Shop's really good, but calculating is actually the fucked up one. Which is like that like fried by my brain. The point is, the power level in comparison, it's like Strive, for example. Strive's power level is pretty low, all things considered. Like, at least, especially from what I'm like used to. And this is kind of the important part about the discussion, right? So this is why tier lists are important. Tier lists emphasize that usually the top tier characters play the system really well. They play the system really well. A good example, Naga Ram. Two great examples. Depending on the game, the system is obviously different, right? So let's give you an example. So Strive is a lot more focused on offense. So like starting offense is very important. If like the better characters tend to start on offense, they just win, right? Just like that. Whereas something like, let's say Grand Blue, usually more focused on neutral, right? At least when I played it. Doesn't necessarily mean like you only play neutral or like neutral's only good. It usually means that there's more weight on like neutral than offense, right? In the case of Strive, a lot of the time characters can force offense in a variety of ways, whereas in Grand Blue or SF, it's usually rarer, you know what I mean? It's not as common. So typically, playing the system well in these sort of games is pretty significant. So if you play neutral really well...
Everyone says it because I rarely see many YouTubers model like that nowadays.
From your comfort levels with the game system may be different. I came from Exurg, right? Which offense was so strong, it basically taught you to play neutral really well or you just die. Which means if you experience a character who forces you out of your comfort zone, you will probably feel like the character is better than they really are. Not in this game, like the scheme of like you know, Anji's actually won when everyone thinks he's like, you know, bottom one or whatever. It's more like they'll feel like the character's power level and game is like the game strength is a lot higher. Yeah, Anji busted. It's important to recognize your own biases in this way.
That ref 2 forgot the title.
It's important to recognize this because at the end of the
I think the universe is telling me something. The universe is singing to me. Why?
You'll probably feel like they're better, which means your perception on the game is probably unique, right? Here's the problem with where a lot of people go. Another good example is a lot of people think like touch of deaths alone equals broken character or bad match. These are like two good examples of like thought process that can essentially destroy your perception of the game without really having a good fallback on it, right? So like I value consistency. It sounds like I'm about to start doing like I'm like about to put like a flag to my chest and start singing like the national anthem or something. I value consistency. I value consistency and usually safety, right? And usually safety in character strength, right? This is always how I've thought. Typically, if there's a game that requires some like differing in this thought process, I would not understand the game very well. Like, of course, I understand like playing RPS, but like this is kind of the thing I always value and think about, right? Above all, because I mean, even if a character deaths you, like a good example is someone like the Temkin from Exurg. I love using him as an example because he can touch a death you more than any character in the game, but he's still the worst character in the game by far. He's not good. He can touch a death you, but he can also.
I've just been hearing a lot of stop being intimidated by others. I've heard it here most, but now I'm listening.
Then touch a death you, but like the odds of that happening are pretty low, right? It's very specific. But again, if you view it off this like linear thought process, you could think, oh, he's broken. The problem with tier lists is when people use these adamantly as an excuse. Now, this is again the problem.
Not a bad video, but it's stuff. It's all subject matter that I'm very familiar with. It's a common repeated sentiment. See, 4 years ago. Basically, also I've heard before. What do I have here? I remember this vid mainly because of that part about her reading an opponent at a local by the tier list they shared and realized how to hard counter them play themselves instead of their character. That's pretty interesting, actually. What the hell is this? Let's watch this scary video.
Make it look easy. Here are your references formatted
It
according
was
to
not very scary.
Yeah, you know what's odd? If something's free, people just can't resist it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, is that big?
Sorry about the video switch, Adam. It's also I've heard before.
When I arrived at the small town of Bungoya, I expected very little. A few oceanic fossils and historical journal entries, maybe, but it felt as if they were prepared for my visit. They had a plethora of writings inscribed throughout the century, detailed illustrations and documents all on local vegetation and fauna. However, one avian species caught my attention. One I had never seen before. A beakless barn owl. They appeared one day, out of the blue. They perched from above, staring at the crowd below, as if they were people watching. The folks of the town learned to ignore these strange birds, getting on with their lives. That was until...
What the fuck is this?
They laughed. Something horrid. Dozens of eyewitness accounts, with not one able to find the trigger for the laughter. Attempt after attempt was made to reproduce the sound, but to no avail. Things eventually went back to normal. The decade passed before that ghastly laugh was heard once again. And again. And again. The next winter, the coastal town experienced an epidemic. An awful, vicious strain of the flu. The town was quickly quarantined,
The bird flu.
forcing every townsperson to listen to the cacophony of the dreadful laughter. Sunrise to sunset, they just would not stop laughing. They laughed at them. The community's decision was unanimous. Extermination. While not the cause of their misfortune, these owls caused a mockery worth the highest punishment.
Those voices sounding similar to the narrator took me out a bit. Yeah.
Those healthy enough to work took up arms. Within 4 months, the population of the beakless barn owl was officially declared extinct. Records note that they tasted of charcoal and rot. Whatever remains of them exists solely in these books. I rode home by train. I gazed through the window, choosing to watch the birds before ultimately deciding not to. It would be best to assume that the species remains extinct.
That was cute. Awesome detail, bro. This is a better comment. In Finnish, it sounds like Palkikora, which means bald dog. Zoro, the failed deuteragonist, could be a bit interesting as a comparison to Hunter x Hunter. Maybe because I heard a few good things about HXX deuteragonist. Interesting. I'm almost done with my food though. I straight huffed that shit. This movie's funny. A lot of these indie videos are kind of annoying. I wanna watch this movie because it's only talked about as being like this dark rabbit movie, and I learned that it's about like more philosophical about these rabbits having to come to terms with their lives, living life as this like expendable prey, like biologically, something that is very like alien to us. I thought that was cool. Horror is the most intimidating genre. It's not. It's really not. Don't think too hard about it. And that sounds actually interesting.
Simpler stores. Get in and out quick. It's an Aldi thing.
As parents, we ask tough questions. What's in your mouth?
Hilux. Dude, that fit. Dude. I know a guy that looks like that. Oh, that's the theme of the animation. I instead bought a DVD of a different animated movie that was described as disturbing in clickbait reviews. It was all right, though. All this meme probably flew over my head because I was a teen. I forgot the title was about two dogs escaping from the lab one or both were operated on, and how they cope in the wilderness while being mentally impaired to an extent. Hmm, it's kind of an interesting premise. So, why is he sad? Analog horror. Analog hope. That was pretty interesting. They're being nice. Oh shit. Close enough. Welcome back, boys. We're Plague Dogs. This 100% inspired by Brosver and Doctor Nowhere. Doctor Nowhere. You internet horror guys are just completely huffing your own farts. Horror is not the most. Horror is only the most intimidating genre if you only like internet horror, because then you're like, how are these people thinking up of all this super creative stuff out of nowhere? But you read any classic horror novel, any acclaimed horror novel or horror art piece, and you're like, oh, they're just using this material. That isn't a slight, but just like stop valuing originality so much. That's not a thing that's real. Quesadilla, you know, not to dox you, but I know you think originality is important, and it's not. At least not in the way you think it is. A lot of people think horror was basic before like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like fucking Bloodborne, I guess, cosmic horror games, and before Blair Witch Project. I mean, originally it's important for horror because people can get used to things, they understand removing the horror. You can kind of extrapolate that to any kind of thing. Because horror isn't just the feeling. That's, I think, like horror. If you only watch horror to get scared, you're not really. At this point, why even bother doing that? Go to a fucking go explore abandoned places. That's not like the reason why most of it is made that way. How horror cannibalizes and inbreeds itself as a genre. Again, like it's not that bad. Everything's copying each other. It's about unpredictability and the unknown. Not always. You know, dread isn't about unknown or unpredictability. That's one of the most common horror emotions. It's the exact opposite. It's about knowing what's happening and being unable to stop it. So I mean, horror is a very attractive genre, and it's not very well explored in anywhere on YouTube. There's too many misconceptions. Like we've had, like if you look at older horror, people think horror would used to be just like Dracula, you know, back then. Like it wasn't really scary, but we've had like real ass horror since forever, since fucking Poe, since even like slightly intended, any like folk story of the occult or pagan nonsense. Dude, these straws that Wingstop gives fucking suck ass. The fact that Budapest used to be called Buddha and Pest seems like some kind of internet joke. Hello, Carl. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind him at work. I went up to the shrine of Saint Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. I'm giving you homework, Quesadilla. Read Frankenstein. Read Edgar Allan Poe. Read The King in Yellow. Watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. don't just completely complete which Frankenstein. It doesn't matter. You could do both. Some people say original is better for certain reasons. Some people think the second is better for different reasons. They're different enough that the book is good enough, and they're different enough that you can feasibly enjoy reading both. For what it's worth, I guess I would say just read the original. Also, I need to give analog horror a break. Most of these are first timers. It was low and low budget. Exactly. As I was saying, just completely leave out all the fucking YouTube horror. And I'm not just talking about like any animation horror, just any video essay about horror. Most of them are just not worth it. Like the most misunderstood genre among the populace is horror, which sucks because I've come to realize it is my favorite. At least for film, it's my favorite genre. I heard the author made a remake of it. I'm paying visits to Mord's hand, and it's just trying to before the raid. This is kind of mean, but it's true. But maybe he does both. Whatever. How much? How much is different? Oh, this is cool. This is a cool atmosphere. There's a cool thing I was taught in my class. One of the differences between Catholicism and Christianity is that Catholic people Catholicism liked naming a lot of key figures. Like in the Passion of Christ, there's the soldier that stabs Jesus Christ, and then has his blood gush out of his side while he's crucified. And he wasn't given a name because why would he? But as you know, blah blah blah. He was then given the name Longinus, which is why we get the spear of Longinus. Is there a difference between horror and scary? Semantically, yes, but no. Well, actually, no. Horror is a noun, or like an adjective. No, yeah, horror is a noun. Scary isn't a noun. Laryngitis, no bitch ass. Longinus, something works. Damn. Also, I heard the author made it. Yeah. Also, I remember you mentioned a story being like Frankenstein and was originally gonna be called that, but it wasn't. Shit. I don't fucking remember, but I know what you're talking about. Fuck. Or maybe it was about the title of Frankenstein, which is originally gonna be called The Modern Prometheus. Or more like, no, it has two titles. It's Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus. But yeah, it probably naturally happened that way, because many horrors seem to attack societal ills from various perspectives, and people that are ignorant to a certain perspective will understand why something works. And things like, damn. Yeah, Modern Prometheus. Who are these people? Yeah, Modern Prometheus. Keep doing you, bro. Christian. Alright, guys, let's get to work. Hello, guys. Brother Aldoc, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Pryor, I'm working to the best of my ability to not dispute your criticism. It may not be I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Pryor. I would work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothville has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Pryor Faring, but I believe your point is made. God, shut up, Faring. Stop taking out your frustration on old man. So we have to stand up. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Pryor. Brother Pierre's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work and I'll accept responsibility for it. Pryor Faring is right. Here it comes. Prior Ferric, is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord, I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way and have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kiersa is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? I was watching a video about indie animation that made me feel bad for how much I scrutinized it. I don't remember why though, it could be for the reason I mentioned earlier. Also, for the record, I have 2 horror projects for school. A short movie with my friend and a short story for my English class, which my friends liked. Bro. You gotta make something new. Make something that's fucking 20 pages long. I know, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course, we only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again, my lord. Green was his Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in art. If we are made to please him, why would the other guys get mad? Okay, we're friends with him. Good to see you, Lorenz. My lord, if you please. God damn it. Wait, why? Well, we never called him Lorenz and whatever. Guys, I fucked up. He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy completed a speed year? If speed is your concern. No, I'm not talking about the script. That's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes the pressure off for Brother Fear, I'd be delighted to complete the work. Well, I'm trying to finish my masterpiece at the moment. There we have it. I hope this allows your concern, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Loyalty to the town or to to the government. I don't even know the Druckers like that. Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right. Of course, Andreas may join us for supper. We'll be his pawn. I look forward to it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron's morning when you ambushed him in town. Oh, go to hell, Ferenc. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. But the prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are. And you've embarrassed me, the abbot and the abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get any more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the prior for 1 minute? I feel like a lot of analog horror is becoming just internet horror. Yeah. How sad. What happened to websites? Why don't people make websites? If anyone is embarrassed here, it's you, Ferenc. You're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. Brothers. If you please, Sister Zena and I would prefer if you would keep the noise down. It sounds like something. Sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. I'm sorry, Druckers. Vespers. I'm so tense. Andret, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always join our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father the abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. Oh, but I'll make a fool of myself. These men are far above my station. Not fair. No, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humanity from time to time to keep our feet on the earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Curacao Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rosvigo, to help you in your career. He's wrong, Ferenc is wrong about you being slow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change, the future will ride over the present. You need not fear any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you, infidel. I will see you inside. They called him infidel. My brothers. I don't do it for the town, I do it for my brothers. Where now? Refectory. Ah, what a beautiful supper. Andrea is glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gurno, Father Thomas, Prior Ferenc. Calling him Lorenz was more of a power move then. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I'll tell you what you are, Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Some, yes. Ahem. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you look on the earth will be loosed in heaven. Can something be horrific but not scary? I guess. Like someone's like mutilated body from a car crash that it removes the unknown. It's like, damn. But that's yeah. And he ordered his disciples to not tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Maya Lucer? Uh-oh. Strap in, folks. Strap in. Strap the fuck in. I can't say that I. He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. Oh. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My god, Father Abbot, the quail is fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, do you see value in his ideas? Do you not? You see value in it, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother, Matthew, yes. How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church sales of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in the conversation. Fine, what about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle ludicrism, he isn't fit to sit at the fancy table. It'll be wise to defer to the abbot's authority and decline. Why not join in on a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truths. You're fucking right, Socrates. Why not? Where should we start? We're already bad standing with because of the fucking payment. We lied. He's gonna be like, I don't pay you. You might not get your next payment. And then imagine him be like, I already gave him his payment. At 2, Andres, I expected more of you. Enough. We're playing middleman. Oof. Enough. Lord Rosfigel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey. We were taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change in the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of the unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tasse. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, Father, brothers, Andreas. Good night. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good will have come of it. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I'll take my leave as well. Good night. Ay, ay, ay. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure we'll be fine this morning. Fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. We must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Marlon's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. So conservative, everyone. Ah, complying. I fuck with this game heavy. I was a little skeptical at first, because it did feel like it was translating modern humor too much with how much it, and then that's gonna clash with with the presentation of the game, obviously. And Obsidian, I mean, I don't know anything about old Fallout or Skyrim or whatever, but people have faith in them. And so far, I think the game has an interesting dilemma, or shaping up one. Even though it hasn't fully revealed all its cards, I think. But it's just hard, you know. I think not sticking to a character that I don't want to end up being like centrist, or just be like a boring do-gooder. I'm just picking the answers that I would choose. I feel like that ends up being centrist. I'm only bad to people that deserve to be bad, and good to people that deserve to be good. But I don't like making big fights, because then I want to experience the game, quote unquote, normally. But I guess you shouldn't really consider any kind of route in these type of games normal. I can't make horror because my ideas are all too hard to film, so I don't want to write horror. I want to film it. As in your imagination is visual. I get that. Alright, y'all, but I'm gonna take my leave. Goodbye.